learning how to sell as a pro, and I'm going to help you understand the real concept of sell from its fundamentals. Selling from the first principle. What is sales? What is involved in sales? What do you need to know about sales? All these things we are going to cover it in a shortest time period, so that you learn how to sell like a pro. So we are going to study sales as professionals, and of course we are going to study sales from the first fundamentals. The first question is, who is a salesperson? A salesperson is the person who has an idea, product, or a service that can solve a problem or help the clients achieve their ambitions. This definition shows that to be a salesperson, you should have a product, service, or an idea that another person is willing to buy to either solve his problem or help achieve his ambition. The focus of the salesperson is to use his product, service, or an idea to relieve the client's pain or propel the client to his desired destination, which can be a goal, dream, or a target at a cost. Selling is therefore helping the targeted prospect make a good decision for himself through the power of persuasion. This makes us all salespeople. We find ourselves most times getting people do what we want them to do for their own personal benefits. That can be getting your girlfriend go for hiking rather than clubbing, getting your child eat apples rather than ice cream. All the times we are selling, getting someone. You may have a product, you may have an idea, you may have a service, and there must be someone who is willing to pay for that service. And in that case, by this definition, you are made to understand that you're also a salesperson, because you're always getting others do what you think is best for them. That is the most important thing. Selling is helping someone do or make a decision or take a course of action that is good for him at a cost. Selling is therefore helping the targeted prospect make a decision for himself through the power of persuasion. Now, professional salespeople play a great role in our economy because they act as a vehicle to reach the final consumer. They not only present products, services, or ideas to the final consumers, but they go ahead to help consumers invest in those products, services that are useful to them. Without helping consumers make the right decision for themselves, most products would expire from factories and most businesses would not survive their second year of existing. Sales is helping people make decisions for themselves, helping them acquire products, services, or ideas that can become good for themselves. Therefore, if you're not helping people make a decision for themselves, you are not actually not selling, you are manipulating, because selling professionally is helping people make decisions that are good for them. Since we are in a constant acting of seeking help in one form or seeking for partnership for specific reasons, we need sales skills to enable us reach our desired results early and easier. This makes salespeople highly needed by near any company or any organization. Success in seeking of the strategic partnerships and support for organizations or companies depend on the selling skills of the leaders of those particular organizations. The major objective, of course, of this program is to impact these skills, sales skills, to you, so that you may become a prolific, great salesman or saleswoman. A salesperson's job, therefore, is like that of an entrepreneur, constantly finding pains or ambitions of the people or organizations and help relieve these pains or speed up the achievement of their ambitions. A salesperson is therefore an entrepreneur rather than an employee. You need an entrepreneurship mindset to succeed in sales. All the characteristics of an entrepreneur should be possessed by an individual who intends to succeed in sales. An entrepreneur is self-driven, takes risks, is very creative. He's a leader, is passionate at solving other people's problems. He can create his own products, ideas, or services, or use other companies' products, services, or ideas differently to solve the existing problems. This makes you a salesperson, an entrepreneur, rather than an employee. If you want to succeed at sales, you need to actually understand, as a salesperson, you are not an employee, you are an entrepreneur. A salesperson is not an employee, he's an entrepreneur. You possess all the characteristics, all the qualities of an entrepreneur. You realize that an entrepreneur is someone who is always driven at solving other people's problems. Therefore, a salesperson is also deeply engaged at understanding and evaluating situations to actually help those companies or help individuals solve their problems or reach their ambitions faster. Of course, salespeople are the people who are always moving the economy at the speed that are moving. Now that you've decided to become a salesperson, this is a very big opportunity for you to understand that you are no longer an employee, you are an entrepreneur. Your job is to solve people's problems. Your job is to help relieve people's pains. Your job is to help people achieve their ambition using your products, services, or ideas. Once you understand that, you become a great salesman. You no longer be having the mindset of an employee. You don't have the mindset of an employee. You have the mindset of an entrepreneur, which is entirely solving other people's problems or helping achieve their ambitions at a cost that is convenient and proper for the one that is buying. Therefore, now that makes you understand who is a salesperson. A salesperson is that person who has a product, service, or an idea that can solve other people's problems or can help them achieve their ambitions. However, it doesn't mean that you have to create your own goods or services or ideas. You can also use the other people's good services and use them differently to solve other people's problems at a cost. And this one makes you a great salesman. Now, the question is, what is selling? If you have understood who is a salesperson, I wanted you to first make you understand who is a salesperson. You view yourself, if you've been a salesperson. A salesperson is the person I've just talked about, someone who has a product, service, or an idea that he can use to solve other people's problems or help them achieve their ambitions at a cost. Or you can use the same differently. You don't need to create your own product, services, or ideas. You can use the existing product, service differently to solve people's problems. And we said properly that a salesperson job is of course to constantly find pains and or ambitions of the people or organization and help them relieve these pains or speed up the achievement of their ambitions. Therefore, a salesperson, as we said, is an entrepreneur rather than an employee. Is self-driven, takes risks, that has all the characteristics of an entrepreneur. Now, if you are coming to sales with your mindset of an employee, then you are not supposed to be in this area of a salesman or a saleswoman. Therefore, now that you're prepared to know that you're a salesman and of course what you need to know as a salesman, I think we need to go to the second part of understanding what is selling. Selling is very clear. Well, Merriam-Webster's Colgate Dictionary defines selling as an act of persuading or influencing another to a course of action or to the acceptance of something. Merriam-Webster's Colgate Dictionary defines selling as an action of persuading or influencing another to a course of action or to the acceptance of something. So, in short, selling, according to the dictionary, Webster's Dictionary, it is an action of persuading or influencing another to a course of action or to the acceptance of something. Selling is thus an art and the science of making the person or a company takes possession of an idea, product, or service that can make the person or the company better. That one should be clear. Selling is an art and the science of making the person or company take possession of an idea, product, or service that can make the person or the company better. That is it. Your job is to help someone take possession of the idea, product, or service that can make him or that company better. I should make it clear, therefore, before we dig deeper, that there is a difference between taking an order and selling. Taking an order is when a client calls you or comes at your workstation and tells you what she wants and make a receipt for her and offer her the service or product. This is not selling I'm discussing here. Selling is an act of identifying a better course for an individual or a company and persuade the individual or company to take it for the benefit of the one you are selling to. And humans at all times are selling, whether doing it knowingly or unknowingly, done professionally or unprofessionally. Therefore, no matter who you are or what you do, you are selling something. It doesn't matter whether or not you call yourself a salesperson, because you're either selling something or someone is selling you. Either way, one of the parties is going to influence the outcome, and it will either be you getting your way or the other guy getting his way. This means that those who understand selling will get their way in life, and those who don't won't. The only question to be asked would be, are you ready to become a great salesperson? Since you can't avoid selling, are you prepared to pay the price and do the work? If you are, I assure you that it will change your life automatically, quickly and forever. This is so because selling is about life, and every area of life involves selling. The more consistently you can win at sell, the more commissions you will get as a reward in your life. Selling, therefore, is always about you helping people acquiring things that are useful to them. It can be a product, it can be a service, or an idea. So therefore, you need to understand this, that no matter what you're doing, you are always selling something. It doesn't matter whether you already know or whether you call yourself a salesperson or not. But the question is, are you willing to do it professionally, or you continue doing it? Because selling is about, as we have seen, the action of persuading someone to take a course of action or take possession of something. And we are always persuading people. We are persuading them to go for one club other than that, to worship from one church rather than the other one, to eat this kind of food rather than this one. We are always selling. But what I'm trying to say here is that selling is different from taking orders. Taking orders is just when a client walks in and they're like, Angel, I want this something, and you have it, you give it to him. He's the one who has looked for you. But selling I'm talking about in this training is an act of identifying a better course for an individual or a company and persuade that individual or company to take it for the benefit of that one who is selling to. So, in short, your job as a salesperson is identifying. The key word here is identifying the course, identifying something that is good for an individual or a group of individuals, and helping them to understand and see that what you're offering is good for them, and then assessing their ability to pay and letting them pay in time and better. Selling is not just a job or a career. Selling is essential to the survival and well-being of every living individual on this planet. You are a salesperson, and you are one every single day of your life. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep, I assure you that you are trying to get your way. The fact that you don't have the title salesperson or that you aren't being paid a commission is only just a technical issue. So your ability to do well in life depends on your ability to sell others on the things in which you believe. You need to know how to negotiate and how to get agreement from others. The ability to get others to like you, work with you, and want to please you determines how well you will survive. Selling is not just a job. Selling is a way of life. Your ability or inability to sell, persuade, negotiate, and convince others will affect every area of your life and will determine how well you survive. Businesses, of course, fail primarily because their ideas aren't sold quickly enough and in quantities great enough, and therefore they run out of money. This leads to undercapitalization of the business. No business owner can build a business without understanding this critical element called selling. Think of any action in life, and I assure you that there is someone at one end or the other trying to influence the outcome. But the question is, are you the one? A sale is made in every exchange of ideas or communication, the kind of exchange that can create tension. Selling requires you to produce creative tension in a given business relationship. If you don't produce creative tension, the person you are talking to falls back into his or her usual way of doing things, and that probably doesn't include working with you. You have to be willing to exchange, to engage in making noise through the creative tension to enable the client to make the buying decision easily and faster. Therefore, you got to be able to create that creative tension. I think you have understood already what is selling and what is selling is all about. We've discovered already who is a salesperson, and now we are discovering what is selling. Selling, in summary, is always helping the client take the kind of action through persuasion that is good for him. And it's different from taking orders. If you want to be a great salesperson, you have to be able to understand the whole concept of selling. Selling is a way of life. You can't run away from selling. Selling is a lifestyle. You're always getting people to understand, to accept what you're offering. You get? So basically, you have to understand that selling is a way of life rather than as a career. You don't need to take sale as a career. Sales cannot be taken as a career. Now, what you need to understand also, you need to know one of the only reasons you won't like selling. The only reason you won't like selling. Now that you've understood who is a salesperson, you've understood what is selling. Now the question is, what would lead you not to like selling? I can remember the time when I knew nothing about what I was doing in sales, but I still got it done. It wasn't consistent. My income went up and down, but still got results. I made some sales, but didn't really know why. Most of the times I missed some sales and were mystified for days and sometimes weeks, but still mastered my courage and hit the road again. I remember I used to use sheer persuasion, even begging or pleading, and sometimes the buyers felt sorry for me and bought from me. These are the days my daily meals depended on the daily sales. No sale, no meal. These were my early days of sales. These days were very tough, and none of my siblings admired what I was doing. I hated what I was doing. It was after several months, of course, of hustling, until I learned that the only reason why I was growing to hate what I was doing. I hated selling because, truth be told, I didn't know what I was doing. When you don't know what you're doing, you make excuses and complain a lot, little knowing that your cold spell is due to your own lack of understanding of your profession. The fact that I was engaged in the business of sales didn't make me a sales professional. I learned the hard way that anyone can sell when everyone is buying the product. But when there is competition and the economy tightens, the amateurs start crying and the professionals continue to prosper. The major difference is that the professional is committed and knows what he's doing, while the amateur is not committed and does not know what he's doing. What did I do? I decided to learn the art of selling and committed my life to close as many deals as possible. Now, sales success comes down to the level of commitment and dedication a salesperson has. The great salespeople can predict, a skill that comes from committing, observing, and preparing solutions to the degree that you can predict, you can respond appropriately. Prediction is the great strength of the great salespeople. Therefore, a salesperson who can't close deals won't like selling. He isn't winning, and that's because there is something that he doesn't know. The ignorance in the selling process is the only reason he would not like being a salesperson. When you don't understand something, you aren't in control. And when you aren't in control, you aren't going to like what you're doing. That's it. Lack of control breeds panic, anxiety, and anger, the very ingredients that kill a sale. Get possessed by one of these negative energies or a combination of these energies and dismiss the possibility of making any sale. These energies repel potential prospects like how lake poles of magnets do. No one wants to risk his money to a salesperson who is desperate to make a sale. When you are desperate, you portray the desire for the money rather than the desire to solve the problems of the prospects. And remember, people don't pay you the money or don't give you the money just simply because of it. They are only paying for you to solve their problems. They are paying you to help them achieve their ambitions. But when you are desperate with great panic and anxiety, you portray that all you need is the money rather than the desire to solve their problems. So therefore, panic produces negative energy that is repellent to closing the sale. And panic is caused by ignorance of the process of initiating a sales conversation to the time a prospect commits his money to become a client. If you know what you're selling and the process of selling, instead of selling being a curse, it would be a blessing. Selling is meant to be fun rather than complicated, gruesome thing that is scary. This is because the sole reason for selling is solving people's problems, pains, or help them achieve his ambitions. The person selling should enjoy the process of selling, while the one buying should also enjoy the process of buying, since he is receiving the service. Unfortunately, that's not how it is always. People who always buy, people are always, because of the salespeople being not trained and not really being serious at the process, people who are buying always feel like they are cheated. They feel the panic, they feel the fear, and all that. So therefore, selling is gruesomely complicated, and selling is dangerously conceived by the buyer. In fact, when you introduce yourself as a seller, because of the past amateurs, people may not even like associating with you. But if you learn how to do sales the right way, you'll become one of the greatest salespeople, and people will always love buying from you because people love buying. You always portray that you are the person who is always winning to solve their problems at the amount of money that is right for them. Now, selling the right product to the right person who needs it at the price that is within his means is a blessing to him. He sees you as a blessing worth worshipping. If you learn to help the prospect to make the decision that best suits for him, this is called professional selling. Professional selling is therefore helping the prospects making the decision that is best suits him. Therefore, whoever is not helping the prospects or the people to do the best decision for themselves are not selling, they are just manipulating. And who likes a manipulator? Everyone is always seeking for solutions. They don't care about the money. Money is nothing unless it can help achieve what is aiding us. What makes money very important is because we can use it in exchange to get what really we want. Now, if we can always get someone who can help us get what we really want, solve our problems, or help us achieve our ambitions, then we shall always worship them and trust them with our hard-earned money. Therefore, if you learn how to do this, you would be able to overcome the problem of sales. So in short, what will stop you from enjoying selling is going to be one. What is going to stop you from enjoying selling is the reason why you not like selling is because you're not be making sales. People who don't know what they are doing and people who are not getting desired results are always hating what they are doing. But if you can master your courage, understand the art as you're going to learn and as already learned in this training program, then you're going to be one of the best salespeople ever been created, and everyone will be trusting you and giving you the whole amount of money that you always deserve from them, because you're not just selling to them, but you're always looking at their problems and willing actually to solve their problems with the money that they actually can afford. Vis-a-vis, because of course sales is all about identifying the people who can really benefit from your product, services, or ideas. And people who can benefit are the people who can afford. That's it. I'm not meaning that now you lower your prices, because no, you have to look at the cost of production of your prices and how it's going to be connected to the profit margin. So, and I want to tell you that at every stage of income, at every price you are making, people are always willing to actually buy. There are always people at that level.